Welcome to Bright, as in Bright, Australia, the Victorian High Country. At least I think that's what they call it. And I haven't even actually gone past this sign yet, and I am not regretting this decision to come here at all. I spent the last couple days in a little town called Sassafras, and last night as I was laying my head upon the pillow, I found myself wondering, should I really make the trip up to Bright, or should I just head down to Lake's Entrance? And I decided to make the drive, and it was a good 4-hour drive. And look at what greets you as you come into this beautiful city. It is just, what an entrance. Oh, and the colors are just, boy, look at the colors here. The colors are just absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to spend the better part of the day, and I hope that the sun comes out. I think the sun is going to come out. When I left this morning, it was raining, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the sun is actually going to come out, and I'm going to have a wonderful opportunity to share this really special place with you. So let's go and see Bright. Oh, goodness gracious, what a beautiful, beautiful spot I have found myself to. Absolutely stunning. On my way back to the car, I couldn't help but to notice this canopy of trees that are greeting you as you go into the Alpine Suffolk Stud Farm. And this is if I'm not mistaken, this is the sheep farm. But just look at the beauty of this right here. Isn't that gorgeous? Just a gorgeous canopy of trees as you walk in. Wow. Really, really is beautiful. Welcome to beautiful Bright. And I think that's actually a bit of an understatement, at least as far as first impressions go, because it really is. It's gorgeous. Maybe it should say welcome to gorgeous Bright. And I'm going to go find my way into my accommodations. This is not a very big town, so I don't imagine that it's going to be too difficult to share the better part of Bright with you in the afternoon. And no sooner had I arrived than I start to see the sun coming out. And here is a pavilion giving you a Alpine Shire locality map. And you can see there is Bright right there in the heart of it. And come back over here. Here's the township. So they call this a township, and you can see the big information marker right there. That's, I'm assuming, where I'm at as we speak. And so we're going to go and take a look around. Actually, I'm out over onto the left there, right there, where it says "You are here." So we're going to go walk, do a little walk and talk through the town of Bright, and I'm sure I'm going to have no problem sharing some beautiful scenery with you from the air as well. This roundabout seems as good as any to start my walk and talk of what I believe is Main Street here in Bright. At least that's what a young lady just told me. So I am going to walk down Main Street and bring you along here in this, what I'm discovering to be a really, really magical little place. I just spent some time flying my drone up around the city and down by the river. And boy, I gotta tell you, it is really, really a nice place. And just off to the right, you can see there is Gumtree Pies in Bright. So if you want to get yourself a pie, that would probably be the place to do it. Now, it is a Sunday night, and I don't expect there necessarily to be a lot of activity here in downtown Bright. But regardless, it's a great opportunity to be able to do a walk and talk. And the skies are starting to clear a little bit. It's been rather rainy today and a little bit overcast. But I think it's starting to clear. And I should wake tomorrow morning to a beautiful, beautiful day. Look at these trees. The color on these trees is just really stunning. And I don't know how big this town is. I don't imagine it's very big. It's bigger than most of the smaller little towns that I've been visiting these past couple days. But it isn't all that big. But it sure seems like a special place. I was a little bit, as I mentioned earlier, a little bit uncertain as to whether I should make the trip. And lo and behold, I sure am glad that I did. Here you see a memorial for those that gave their lives for this special country here, lest we forget. And I believe that is the watch or the clock tower that the young lady was just telling me about. And yesterday was Anzac Day, so it's only appropriate that I take a moment and share this with you. Lest we forget, Australian Imperial Force, right there. To the honored memory of the men of Bright and District who fought in the Second World War, 1939, 1945. And there you see some flowers. Bright Fire Brigade, Bright RSL Sub-Branch, the Red Cross. Bright Football and Netball Club. All right. So let's continue on with our tour of this wonderful town. Just across the way you can see there's George's Takeaway. And wouldn't surprise me if they don't have fish and chips. I would imagine a good number of the takeaways here have fish and chips. Fish and chips seem to be an Aussie staple. Just like the in America, maybe at least out west, our staple would be the taquerias. So maybe the fish and chips takeaway are to Australia what the taquerias are to the many places in the United States. So here's a kind of deviating from the path down Main Street, just because I see this building here with some lights on it. Looks like it's a Christmas spot where you could come and get yourself some Christmas. 243 days until Christmas, in case you are curious. So here's the Christmas store right here. Look at that. Country Heart and Home. Christmas all year round. There you go. Boy, I bet their house, whoever owns this place, I bet their house looks wonderful at Christmas time. I'll give you a shot down the street. Again, it's a Sunday night, and there are not necessarily too many people, which kind of gives me a good excuse to be able to walk in the street. But nonetheless, I'll still be careful as a car comes up behind me, just as I'm saying that. That's actually Australia's finest, the police going through. Boy, what a beautiful little town this is. It's got all the similarities to a little town you might find in somewhere in New England. Or maybe it just seems that way with all the autumn colors. And I don't imagine that the main street is going to really go all that much further. They've got country collectibles Here's the Bright Ski Center. A lot of skiing in this area. When you think of Australia, you think of surfing as a good portion, if not the majority of the population, actually lives somewhere in close proximity to the coastline. But up here we're in the high country up here, and as such we are in the ski country as well. So I'm gonna cross the street right here. Boy, what a nice place. There is your ice creamery, Bright's Original Sweet Shop. Sweet Retreat is what they call it right there. So if you're wondering where to get yourself some sweets, you'd stop here. More than just a sweet shop. You can see they've got probably a good selection of stuff in there. Wonderful. Now I actually crossed the street because Australia's finest was right there, and I wasn't sure whether he was wondering what a Yank like me was doing walking around the streets of Bright, as I show you the library here in Bright. And that's probably some place that my dad, rest his soul, if my dad and I were visiting here in Bright, he'd probably ask me where the library was, and then he'd probably make a comment on how nice these benches look, you know, with the books. Look at that. The Mount Buffalo story. The sculptural seat was commissioned by the Friends of the Bright Library and the Alpine Shire Council to commemorate Bright's 150th anniversary in the year 2012. All right. I'm actually just passing through Bright. As I'm filming this, I have a ticket in my pocket, albeit in my phone, but my phone being in my pocket, so the ticket's in my pocket. And I have a ticket to fly home on the 4th, which is 1 week from tomorrow, and I'm trying to make time as I walk past the balcony cafe right here. Boy, what a nice place. And the colors are just really beautiful. I'd be willing to bet that this place looks really nice at Christmas time. Probably not a doubt in my mind that this place looks just beautiful at Christmas. And now I've come to the other roundabout here, which I think is the end of Main Street. So there you have your town right there, folks. Look at that. There is the beautiful city of Bright. And boy, I bet it would be nice to do a nice drone flight right down that street. That would be really something. Maybe I'll do that. I'll wake up in the morning and see if I can't fly my drone right down Main Street. We will see, as the saying goes. But anyway, have a well, unless there's something else that I'll be sharing with you, have a wonderful day. Very nice. Having shared the beautiful town of Bright with you, I couldn't leave town without sharing some of the surrounding nature And this is the river that flows, well, practically right through Bright. And they have what's called the Canyon Walk. So I'm going to take just a short bit this morning before heading out and sharing a little bit of this beautiful, beautiful spot with you. And what a better place to start than the Canyon Walk. This is the very first spot that my host at Airbnb pointed out to me. He said I really should go and do the Canyon Walk. And that I did, and it is really, really a beautiful spot. And I can only imagine how nice it must be living here and being able to come down at your choosing and take a walk along this path. It just really is something special. And then just up ahead, there is this row of trees that was planted, and it looks just absolutely stunning. And I'll share that with you via a drone flight a little bit later. But here's a nice view of the river. They get quite a bit of fog here in the morning, so as I'm filming this right now, you've got a lot of overcast that will be burning off, as they say, here in just a little while. Hopefully before I pull out of town. But look at these trees here. And I woke up this morning to kangaroos outside my door. Wow. Really beautiful. And how blessed am I to have two autumns in the span of just several months. Look at this. Really. Now here come the trees that I was telling you about. And I'll just stop for a moment and let you look at these. Boy, they just really are magnificent. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Really is something. And I don't know if I can pan up. Sometimes when I pan up, the gimbal will give me a little bit of a hard time trying to balance that. But there you go. Look at that. And that little beep that you hear is the gimbal. They call it a gimbal. That's what operates this camera. And look at this. It's just beautiful. Wow. That really is something. And here's your shot right here. Look at that. Somebody pointed out to me earlier, this is a little bit like the Van Gogh. Wonderful. Alright. I'm going to see if I can't find my way down to another spot a little bit further up the bridge, or up the river rather. There's a nice bridge just up ahead. Look at that beauty. I have done some crazy things over the years, and I don't know if this necessarily falls at the top of the list or even in the top 5, but I was told that if I wanted a good view, to go up to Clear Spot Lookout. And it looked easy enough on the map. Google Maps said it was only 15 minutes up. And my Airbnb host, he was telling me, he was telling me, don't take this road, don't take that road. You don't want to do this, just stay on this road. And up I went. Boy, I got to tell you, you look on a map, look on Google Maps, and just type in clear spot lookout in near Bright, Australia, and my goodness gracious, I'm here. I found my way up, and it is, boy, it's a view to die for. But it was a dirt road all the way up, fire roads. And, I just kept finding myself thinking that, what if I can't, what if I can't find my way back down, or what if I can't turn around, and, all that stuff. All those thoughts are going through your mind. And look at this spot up here. Really something else. And here's a memorial or something. Bright. Erected by Bright Progress Association and Forest Commission Victoria. And just up here, I don't know if you can even see this, but just up here they're telling you the different directions, or to the different mountains. Mount Stanley is 37 kilometers off in that distance, and Mount Fainter and Mount Feathertop, Mount Hotham, the Twins. Boy, the Horn Buffalo is 15 kilometers off in that distance over there. So that would be the mountain, or Buffalo Mountain National Park, just over in that distance. So, boy, what a spot! And there is not a cloud in the sky. So I'm going to take my drone up, and interestingly enough, just down there, you've got Bright, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there would be Bright. So let's see if I can't take the drone up and share a little bit of it with you. Well, there is no shortage of crazy things that I'm doing today. I got up to that spot where I was before, and I looked down and I thought, boy, this is really, really high and really far. The town of Bright was just way off in the distance, and I thought, this is crazy. I've only got one battery left. And I heard about a place called Huggins Lookout. Now, I don't know who Huggins was, but even getting to Huggins Lookout was oh my goodness, it was a task. It was just a dirt gravel road with all types of pits and everything. But look at this. There is Bright. Isn't that beautiful? Now this will be a good spot to launch my drone from. And as I look just out over, you can see, I see the trees over there. And that's where I stayed on Airbnb last night, just right over there as well. So this is going to be a nice spot to do my drone.